You have to have that vibe that you're not better than a male because you can't think like that. We all need to be on the same level. So, I mean, yeah, it's great to be a female and be very successful, but kind of grind and understand that men can be at the same exact standpoint as you.
We're here in Miami, Brickell, doing interviews in the streets. We're asking people amazing questions to inspire you guys, to inspire the youth. So support this channel, subscribe to the channel, like and comment. If you want some questions that you want us to ask in the streets, let us know. Let's go. So let me ask you this. What does it take to have a successful relationship for 10 straight years?
Never stop putting effort.
Say it again?
Never stop putting effort into each other.
And when you say effort, what does that mean?
Just never stop trying.
And what has been the most challenging thing you guys have went through that you overcame together as a couple?
Communication. Communication, so
Can you explain a little bit, elaborate?
don't assume that she knows or she doesn't assume that I know and actually communicate it to each other.
So let me ask you this. When are you guys married or are you guys,
Yeah.
how long you guys have been married?
8 years. Oh, almost gonna be 9 years.
I love it. So when it comes to marriage, do you guys share the finances? You guys have separate accounts?
We share.
Sure.
So why should, like, in your opinion, if someone is getting married right now, should they share their finances or no, and why?
I think you have to share it because you're as one. So if you have separate accounts, it makes it like she's dependent on her own, you're dependent. So it's not one. It needs to one account, one bank. Everything is together. So
So a lot of couples are getting divorced nowadays. Why is that in your opinion?
communication is one thing. They don't not.
Not pursuing each other, not putting enough effort, just kind of, not putting each other first, I feel like. Yeah.
So for someone that's actually going through a very rocky relationship, they're together for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, what would you tell them to, what kind of advice would you give them so they can actually make the relationship 10 times better? Outside of communication, outside of putting the effort, like what are some things that they need to hear so they don't give up on each other?
Date nights, traveling, what else? I don't know. Just doing life together, I guess. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Why do you love your husband so much?
He's always supporting me. He loves me. He's a great dad, and he's a good husband. And
I love it. What do you love about your wife?
She's a great mom. She's supportive, And I think to answer for the question you answered is like, why people are getting divorced? I think it's putting God first in their marriage. So, and like we went through, like we almost got separated, but
we were
our
separated.
foundation wasn't right. So we made foundation. Our God is foundation, and now we learned how to love the way we didn't know how to love. So,
So putting God first was really a big one.
yep, yes.
So for someone that wants to live a godless relationship, what would you tell them?
It's hard to love someone if you don't know what love is actually. So,
Powerful.
yep.
I love it. So one last thing. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
One last thing. Does it get easier with children or harder with children?
It's a challenge.
It's harder.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. But when we're a team, we do everything together. We team tag everything. So.
Yep, I agree with her. And another thing to add is whenever we put God first, and then before when we would have an argument, it would be me between her. Now it's me and her against the enemy or whoever the problem is. So
What made you want to inspire and impact other people?
My mom and my faith.
When you say your mom, can you elaborate a little bit?
My mom, she was the one who recommended me to do hospitality originally. So that was, I felt like, she was leading me in the right direction, and now I really have a passion for it.
So when it comes to impacting people, what's the most challenging part about dealing with other people and impacting them?
I think if people just misunderstand you, or you're trying to help them, but then they see it as disrespectful, it can be really tough. And once someone gets in that mode, it's almost impossible to change.
And what have you learned about yourself being in this career path?
I've learned that, I can have moments where I get mad, but usually I'm pretty patient. And like, I've learned I'm not really good with the money side of a job. Like, I've had some struggles with that. But yeah, that's it.
So let me ask you a question. If someone was to invest their time and money and resources into you, into mentoring you, why would they pick you?
I'm teachable. I'm pretty flexible. I can, work 8 hours, 12 hours a day. I don't really mind. I'm very hardworking. I'm diligent. If you give me something to do, I'm really able to replicate that.
And why would someone want to invest in you outside of those factors? Like, why would they choose you versus somebody else? Like, what makes you so different and stand out?
My personality, I have a faith. I don't have just, I'm living for something. I'm not living like not with a goal. Like I have a goal, I have
So what's your meaning? What's your purpose right now? What are you chasing?
to glorify God and enjoy him forever.
So what does that mean to glorify God? Because some people watching this, they don't understand that.
Yeah. So to glorify God is to do everything, you do for for him, going to my job, being diligent, being good in it. You're glorifying God by doing that and going to church, being in your faith, being dedicated to him.
And how has that helped you in your career?
It's helped me learn a lot. It's helped me control my emotions. It's helped me, be a better man.
I love it. So for someone that's watching this right now, they don't believe in God. What would you tell them?
You see it all around you, bro. It's the nature, everything's by design. You can't just explode from nothing and be this intricate, be this specific, be everyone completely different.
But someone that's going through a struggle, a challenge, and they feel like God doesn't love them, what would you tell him or her?
Trust in him. When you're in the toughest times, that's when he's the nearest. He's near to the brokenhearted. He to the meek. Blessed are the meek, for they are humble.
I love it. So for someone that's watching this, they're about to give up on God. What would you tell them?
Trust in him. I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret it.
I bring jobs and companies to Miami.
Interesting. So what do you think about Miami as being the #1 place to kind of start your life?
It's an amazing place to start your life. When you look at, the mix of people that are here, how open and welcoming it is, and all of the businesses that are moving down here, it's very vibrant. I love it.
Interesting. So people that are living in California, New York, why should they come here to Miami?
So one of the things that we talk about, California, New York, those places are very old. They've been there, hundreds of years. Miami is only South Florida is about 130 years old. And when you look at, the difference between somebody that's 60 and somebody that's 17, it's a big difference, right? And so the kind of energy you see here is the energy of a young community that's really developing. And so in a lot of those places, it's hard to break into the circles, but here it's open to everybody.
I love it. So where do you see Miami over the next 5 to 10 years?
Over the next 5 to 10 years, I see us continuing to have good companies coming here, diverse companies. I see Miami being a place where people want to start their new life. It's like really one of the best representations of the American dream. And I see Miami as being a place that, like the people that aren't here now, in 5 or 10 years, they're going to kick themselves that they didn't move here sooner.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great place.
So you think a lot of people are going to be kicking themselves in the butt because they didn't come to Miami?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, part of what makes Miami such a great place, 73% of the businesses here were founded by immigrants. So this is a place that doesn't really matter what you look like or where you come from. You have an opportunity to build like a great life. And I think that's what makes Miami special.
Right now we have amazing questions and amazing answers. So listen, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a solid, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like, comment. If you want us to ask some more questions, let us know. But we got some more people to talk to. Let's go. So you're a doctor and an entrepreneur.
Kind of like a doctorpreneur.
I love it. What made you want to be a doctorpreneur?
There's a lot of stuff in the world, man, that you got to do in a little bit of time. So, I don't know. What made me take 7 AP classes in high school? I want to learn it all.
So I've seen a lot of doctors, they're very disciplined in becoming a doctor, but once they become a doctor, they kind of become stagnant. Why is that?
Because they don't do continuing education, probably don't travel outside. You got to go to conferences. You've got to peruse the expo halls, because if you don't, you're just going to fall behind. There's so much new technology coming out at a fast pace. You got to get out there. You have to talk to people. You got to shake hands. You got to put a mic in someone's face like this and figure out what's available and what's out there, especially in our age in medicine.
I love it. So when it comes to medicine, what are the 3 most fastest growing technologies that you see happening over the next couple of years?
AI, for sure. You now have AI that's integrated with imaging that could basically do a spit out of a 3D image of what they took already to make it more concise, and the ability to help surgeons manage surgical cases. That to me is going to be #1. And obviously, like the advanced pace in laser technology. We're able to scan things better, have be able to catch smaller cancers in the body. If it's a third, I would just say tech. There's so much tech in different specialties that are advancing, probably advanced surgical. So advancing surgery, but less than so in the way that people understand that, meaning more non-invasive surgery. So advancement in surgery means taking a step back in how much you actually cut.
So someone that wants to become a doctor, but they don't want to go through all that schooling, do you recommend them to find another path, or like being a doctor is the way to go?
Yeah, become a PA. Have you seen their lifestyle? Have you?
No.
Yeah, some of the PAs are making 250, 300K. They don't need to go to school for that much. Besides, they all become aesthetic injectors down here anyways, and they make a lot of money.
Interesting. So someone that's actually in school right now, they're about to drop out of college because like they're done. They can't do this shit anymore. What would you tell them?
Go to nursing school and then become a nurse practitioner or a PA, or just go the PA route. Get straight into access. You'll be able to do a lot of stuff with patients, have autonomy as well. You don't have to do nearly as much as what a doctor does.
What do you do for work?
I'm a chiropractor.
And what made you excited about being a chiropractor?
Fixing people's backs that have been chronic for years.
So let me ask you a question. What is the number one tip you would give someone that has chronic back pain?
Find a chiro or a PT and basically work out.
But they're afraid of all those cracks and all this stuff.
I actually work 2 blocks away. So I just opened an office 5 weeks ago. It's called USA Sports Medicine.
So it's your business?
I'm actually a partner.
Gotcha. So what made you want to be a business owner?
Basically, my parents are business owners, so I'm from New York, so we kind of grind super hard.
So you got the hustle and bustle mentality.
Yeah, exactly. I always knew I would kind of continue on to be a boss and a business owner.
I love it. So what are 3 things you learned from your parents as they were entrepreneurs?
Oh my God, you're asking me so many questions. I've been awake since 7:30. Hold on.
This is to inspire young people. Don't
I was
worry.
gonna say I love this. Okay, one more time.
What are 3 things you learned from your parents as they were entrepreneurs growing up?
Okay, work hard, don't sleep, and just grind till you make it, basically.
Interesting, but some people say that sometimes working too much can burn someone out. What do you think about that?
I sleep a lot. Yeah, so sleep is everything. It's really good for your health as well as like mental state. So if you don't meditate and find like your center of peace, then you're gonna be stressed out. So
I love it. So let me ask you this. You went into business with a partner, right?
so basically, no, my boss owns all of the offices, and then I ended up partnering with this corporation. So there's over 12 offices from Boca all the way to Kendall.
So some people say that they never want to do business with someone else. They want to go 100% solo. Why did you choose a partner?
It's really hard to make it on your own when there's so much competition in Miami. So much money, so much competition, and a lot of people end up falling on their face, and I'm also only 2 years out of school. So I've taken a lot of steps to get better, but I'm not ready to be on my own, and I'd rather partner with somebody that has bigger dreams as well as that New York mentality, which is what my boss is.
And how did you know that this partnership was going to actually be a good partnership versus, a lot of people get into business with someone and kind of, they fail because of the bad partnership. So how did you know that it was going to be a great decision to partner with someone?
Just someone being real with you, like saying what they want and what they expect out of you, and then you basically conquering that. Some people set the bar a little bit too high and you kind of conquer it quickly and they're like, okay, this is the next bar. So some people stay stagnant, but my boss gave me an expectation. I met it here, and then now it's just kind of up from there. So
I love it. Last question. Someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, they're a female. They feel like it's a male's world and it's dominated by a lot of, masculine energy. What would you tell them?
Don't be intimidated, but at the same time, like, grind with a guy. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have that vibe that you're not better than a male, because you can't think like that. We all need to be on the same level. So, I mean, yeah, it's great to be a female and be very successful, but kind of grind and understand that men can be at the same exact standpoint as you.
What do you do for work, boss?
Business development director for a valet company.
What does that mean?
Basically, I just handle the contracts and the negotiations for the valet company. I handle clients. I do PR work, marketing.
Why did you choose this job?
Well, it kind of just landed on my lap, and I met him. I met the CEO at a bar. We were just drinking and kind of shooting it, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
Wow, so you actually found a job by just hanging out in the bar?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what do you recommend others to find a great job like you did? Like, what do you recommend to do?
Have great people skills, man. Be willing to meet anybody. Be willing to have any door open for you. Opportunity is everything, man. So you just got to be really open-minded.
So what are 3 things for someone to focus on to be more more opportunistic and have their minds open to opportunities to come their way?
Be a lot like yourself. Definitely be an open individual. Be willing to talk to people a lot. Communication is key, man.
What else?
I would say, man, if you see an opportunity, take it and run with it.
What is one opportunity that you saw but you didn't take the chance?
Actually, when I was younger, I was in the process of opening my own business pre-pandemic, and we were opening a cigar shop, and we went to a place called Largo in Tampa, and there was a cigar shop there that, while it was out of our budget, it was definitely the move. And, due to fear, we didn't make the move, and it ended up, that would have been the right move because it's a very successful store.
Wow, so why didn't you, what held you back? Like, what was it that kind of made you say, you know what, I'm not going to do this?
I think it was all of the money. It was everything that we had. Would have had to go into it, so to avoid putting all of our eggs in one basket, we didn't make the move.
Do you regret not going all in?
100%.
Why?
Just because I think if I would have been financially stable on my own, you know, we would have had our own business successfully. But who knows, man? The pandemic happened. That's what killed my store down here in Miami. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. To say I regret it in that time and in that business. But, you know, now I'm better than ever. So,
For someone that has an opportunity right now to go all in on something, and they're kind of hesitant to do so, what would you tell them?
do it, man. Listen to your heart, man. Listen to your feelings. Don't ever let fear stop you from doing absolutely anything.
Listen, we had an amazing time today shooting content, asking questions, getting amazing answers, and so far we've been having amazing reviews from you guys. So do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We need your support. We're trying to get to 100,000 plus subscribers right now. We're doing amazing on Instagram and TikTok, but for some reason on YouTube, we need your support, we need your help. So until next time, see you guys in the next video.